Northcliffe renewed the offer for the year of 1909, but doubled the prize money to £1,000. The cynics, however, were still out in force, with the French newspaper Le Matin declaring that there was no chance at all of the prize being won. After all, it's a long way from a 1 kilometre flight to the 32 kilometres sustained flight needed to cross the channel. However, in early June 1909, a French national of English extraction, Hubert Latham, flew another type of aircraft, an Antoinette Mark IV monoplane, and in doing so broke the world record for flight time by remaining in the air for an astonishing 67 minutes. A week later, he won another prize, the Prix Goupy, by flying a 6-kilometre straight course in the fastest time. But it was the cross-channel prize that really captured the public's imagination. This was the era of those magnificent men in their flying machines. After his prize-winning exploits, the favourite for the prize was, quite understandably, Hubert Latham, with his chief rival being Louis Blériot, who intended to fly across the channel in his Type 11 monoplane. Also having a go were French-Russian aristocrat Charles de Lambert and Englishman Arthur Seymour, one of Wilbur Wright's star pupils, but Seymour withdrew after his aircraft experienced regular engine trouble. Latham arrived first in Calais in early July, and he set up his base at Sangatte in semi-derelict buildings originally constructed for another revolutionary way to cross the channel that would finally be realised decades later, digging a tunnel. 10,000 fascinated spectators gathered at Calais, with a similar number assembled at Dover, and the wireless Marconi company set up a special radio link for the occasion. Windy weather forced Latham to postpone for several days before he finally set off on July the 19th. The heroic Latham could almost see the cliffs of Dover when, just 6 miles from his destination, his aircraft developed engine trouble and he was forced to make the world's first emergency landing of an aircraft in the sea. It was a magnificent failure, and Latham was rescued by the French warship Harpon and taken back to France, where he was greeted with the news that Louis Blériot was on his way to Calais. Blériot, accompanied by 2 mechanics and his friend Alfred Leblanc, arrived in Calais on Wednesday, the 21st of July, and set up their base at a farm near the beach at Les Baraques. The following day, a replacement aircraft for Latham was delivered by the Antoinette factory, but the wind was too strong for either man to attempt a crossing either that day or on the Saturday. But on Saturday night, the wind began to drop, raising hopes in both camps. And so, at 4:15 in the morning, on the 25th of July, watched by a very excited crowd, a bleary-eyed Blériot made a short trial flight in his Type 11 monoplane. And then, on a signal that the sun had risen, the competition rules stating that the flight had to take place between sunrise and sunset,